when men don't hold back against woke people. Like the video, subscribe, stay on the path of progress. Let's get into it.
Yep.
There's a wolf over there, isn't there?
Brother,
Brother, what's that?
Someone took my photo or video, something on the phone on the train this evening, and that happens often. Like people like in public, but it's like people like they assume like I'm just some sort of video game character in their life that they can just like I don't know, just. I wouldn't you if you. Oh no way. Bye bye. See?
I'm just gonna leave that one alone. I'm just gonna leave it alone.
It's like every single day, you guys, and this is what I complain about all the time. Look, what's his name? What's your name? Alex? Yeah, your name's Alex, and I'm gonna be talking to your manager. This guy called me sir. I get this happens everywhere I go. I get called sir. I'm so hurt. Why would you call a chick? Why would you call? I didn't say. No, stop trying to gaslight trans people and tell us that we're crazy. Wait, what? Did you call me sir again? What was that? You said goodnight, sir? This is transphobic. You're a bigot at work. All right, Alex, you know what? I can't wait to just. It's a slur. Do you not understand? It's like if you call the person of color the N-word. Don't. Sir. You did on the way out. I don't care. But I have the right to be pissed about it. You did. I said I'll lock the door. You did, you liar. Cis people need to be held accountable for how they treat trans people.
Just wow, man. I'm a normal person, I swear. Normal people yell at other people wildly in public and have meltdowns over verbiage. Yes, this is what normal people do.
For all the white cis women who are upset about my last video and saying that it's just misogyny and how dare I make something like this during Women's History Month. First off, y'all are just proving my point. Y'all need to recognize that your experience of being a woman is not the only way to experience womanhood.
This dude is literally telling women that he knows what it's like to be a woman. More than they do. That's what he's saying.
I don't like short people. You don't like short people? But if men can't change their height and you judge based on height, then I'm gonna judge you based on something you can change, which is your waist size. So we're gonna measure your waist.
You're not gonna measure my waist.
It's a double standard and I'm trying to prove that.
I'm much older than you and I'm a tiny bit smarter than you, or maybe a lot bit smarter than you.
I doubt it. You're a woman.
Wow.
Is she out at the clubs as an older woman? Talking with some young guy about who's smarter? Just an overall yikes, man. Just yikes. I just say get him out of here. Put that clip in the trash. Put it in the trash.
Let go. I got it. Yeah. What are you gonna do? Hit me? You're trying to steal our stuff. You're on camera. Hey, I got it. All right. It's a sidewalk. And I'm on the street. We're not bothering them either. I don't know. I just don't want to see people get angry. Shouldn't they have self-control? You must go. You don't have self-control because you're here. I don't want to talk about it. No one's angry.
He doesn't have self-control.
Real religion. I want to
He has been very patient. You kidding me?
All your friends do alcohol. Yeah.
World that he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believes in him, okay, well don't. Okay, cool. You can stand there all you want, just don't touch me. Okay, cool. That he gave his only begotten son, that whoever believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life.
Wow. Can you seriously just imagine if a dude did this exact thing? He would be on the ground within seconds. Are you kidding me? And she's saying, oh, you're not patient. What are you gonna do? Strike me? Just wow, man. Wow. I really think a lot of women like this truly just have no idea how much men hold back from situations like this. Because make no mistake, if this guy wanted to, he could have her on the ground, okay?
What's your definition of love?
Love is acceptance, it's peace, it's communication. It's kind of hard to define, but I think definitely acceptance is a big part of it. And
acceptance as love, where do you get your definition of love?
For my partner.
What do you think about Jesus?
I think the concept is really great. I feel like having him die for our sins and having him accept everyone and it being a benevolent God, I think that that's really important.
Yeah. What do you have any history with Jesus or?
Personally, I'm very spiritual. I feel like the universe. I feel like our place in it is kind of more of my spirituality.
Okay.
I try to respect everyone and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get it. I became a Christian 3 years ago. I used to have really bad anxiety and depression, and I had this hole in my heart. And I tried everything in the world to fill the hole in my heart. And for a moment, it would fill it. And then after that moment, it would go away and I would still have the hole in my heart. And so I was trying everything and I was working so hard to fill that hole. And I looked into all these other religions and I thought, okay, all these other religions say, you know, work to do good, do good, do good, do good. And I just thought, man, if I can't even work to fill the hole in my heart, how can I work to perfection? I had an encounter with Jesus, and Jesus showed me that I actually didn't have to work for perfection because perfection, who was Jesus, died for me. And so, you know, you live in LA, there's wickedness all in LA. There's craziness in LA, sin. Sin is what separates us from God, and all God wants is a relationship with us. That's all he asks. Like me and you becoming friends. He just wants a relationship with us. But sin separates us from that. And because of sin, we deserve death. And so that's why Jesus died on the cross.
This is actually a pretty good clip. Isn't it amazing what can happen when just two people can have a normal conversation without just yelling ideology back at each other, or a one-sided yelling? And guys, I'm not even gonna lie. The more videos I see of the from the furry people, I really think they're pretty low on the totem pole, man. I don't think they're doing that bad. Again, I think all of it should be behind closed doors. It shouldn't be public, but they're not that bad from what I've seen. Like, this guy is actually just taking a genuine interest in hearing what he has to say, and I can appreciate that.
I'm gonna stay here.
Thank you. Use the ladies' room.
Please don't assume my gender. I mean, she's right. Don't assume my gender. You're right, technically. Please don't assume my gender. Please don't assume my gender. Please call your manager. You want me to slash my schlong? Yeah. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I'm here for support. I'll show you a tit though. Oh, say less.
Listen, Donald Trump said on this video that he likes kissing pretty women and that you don't? Sir, can I finish?
You like kissing ugly women?
Excuse me. Can I finish my statement, please? Thank you, I don't appreciate that either.
Got him. He likes women? What? What? I thought everyone was a fairy like me. No!
If you guys were respectful, I would love for you to talk on the mic. Not just talk on the mic.
You know, you did let me talk into the mic.
Okay.
You
can check my YouTube channel.
Comanche Brothers on a Monday?
Check my YouTube channel.
You'll do all that bull
to
tell us that Jesus hates us?
I'll tell you that Jesus loves you.
You in Pittsburgh should be against this man.
Oh yeah? I thought Black Lives Matter.
They do.
Except for mine. Except for mine.
Just flip it right on him.
You can use a mic. You don't have to scream.
Okay. I don't have to.
You don't have to.
But I am.
What's your name?
Because I can. My name is Kat. Not nice to meet you. Horrible to meet you.
Absolutely, children. You kidding me? What kind of behavior is this? She's literally doing the no you. Nice to meet you. More like not nice to meet you.
Need one example of one thing that's ever been given out for free by the government, because there's nothing that's free. It's paid for by somebody at some point at some level of distribution.
How about Jeff Bezos, who has like $50 billion or something? He can afford to pay for that, right?
How did Jeff Bezos get his money?
By exploiting his laborers and not paying them enough.
If he's exploiting them, why do they work for him?
Because they don't have another opportunity.
But have you ever used Amazon?
No, I actually, no, I don't buy from them.
You use Starbucks.
Okay.
So Starbucks, that's a billionaire. You know how rich Howard Schultz is? So you're participating in his exploitation.
Starbucks has better working conditions for their employees, though.
Well, how do you know that?
Because they have like a $15 minimum wage.
Wait, so Starbucks billionaire good, Amazon billionaire bad.
I would not like either of them to be billionaires.
Then why are you buying Starbucks? You're participating in the market economy.
Well, it's impossible to buy things without participating in the market economy.
No, it's not.
You could have went to a farmer's market. You could have bought something outside.
There's no farmer's market here.
There's no local coffee in Columbus at all.
No,
There's
not near my house.
non-billionaire coffee distributors. The point is, it's very easy to critique billionaires while you swish your Starbucks latte back and forth, made possible by a guy that wanted to become a billionaire. Why? Because of a profit motive.
This was made possible by the workers who made it, not by some guy.
No, it's actually made possible by you, the consumer. The workers wouldn't have a job if you didn't buy their product.
They're contributing to the exact thing that they see as a problem. I bet you she has an iPhone too. And it's so funny hearing the excuses like, oh, there's no farmer's market in like within 100 feet of me, so I had to get a Starbucks. Okay, if you really wanted to, you know, go against the system, how about you go out of your way to go to a farmer's market? How about you go to your friend's house that has a coffee maker or whatever? The consumers have a lot of the power, okay? Vote with your wallet. If you are against something, don't actively participate in that thing. And don't give them money. These corporations just operate with your money. Do you guys remember the whole Bud Light Dylan Mulvaney thing that happened a little while ago? They started going down this whole LGBTQ route, started facing huge backlash because of it. The stocks plummeted, and then what did they do? They started switching their tone back to their normal traditional America type stuff. If you're against something, don't give it money.
Racism against white people? Yeah. Girl, no, white racism does not exist.
What? Not even if black people are getting preferential treatment in school admissions?
That is just not... I don't... Can I ask what's your political stance? Are you a conservative?
I am a conservative, yes. Is that a problem?
Yes.
Why?
Goodbye.
Yeah,
all right.
Exactly.
Bye.
Intellectual cowards. She's basically not seeing it as a conversation. She's not seeing it as an idea. She's seeing this as an ideology, okay? She's seeing him as the embodiment of a conservative, okay? And these people are trained to not think critically whatsoever. They are NPCs, they are bots, it's quite obvious. So when she hears that word conservative, she says, oh, okay, well, I can just write off this entire person. It stopped becoming a discussion and started becoming us against them. There's no middle ground anymore.
If I remember correctly, if God wanted you to do OnlyFans, then what would Satan want you to do?
To stop doing OnlyFans?
Yeah, why do you think he'd want you to stop?
Because I love making content.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you think that God, his preference would be that you continue to make content on your OnlyFans?
Yes. He wants me to do it.
Yeah. Do you have visions? Has God come to you in a dream and told you perhaps that OnlyFans
I talk to him and he tells me, yes, keep doing what you do.
So does God want you to stick it in your mouth? Is that what God wants you to do? When you talk to God, does he say, gobble up that? Is that what he says?
If it's like a guy that I like.
Does God want you to engage in things? Has he told you? When you were dreaming, for instance, and you had a conversation with God, did he say, thou musteth goeth and get gangbangeth?
So I want to preface this real quick. I'm by no means an expert in religion whatsoever. I'm a new man of faith. It's quite a recent thing in my life. But the thing that I've noticed in my life is that God will usually give you a challenge up front that you have to overcome to get what will really fulfill you. Satan tells you to do what is easy. Satan is the one that tells you to get all of those things that give you instant gratification.
Damn, I'm a smooth.
Both genders? Both? Like 1 and 2? Both? There's 2 genders? Gotcha.
As white women, we need to use our privilege to make positive changes. If you find yourself talking over or speaking for BIPOC individuals, or God forbid, correcting them, just take a beat. And instead, we can put our listening ears on. So do learn from and amplify the voices of those who have been historically marginalized, and use the privilege you have in order to push for systemic change. As white people, we have a lot to learn and unlearn. So do check your blind spots. You are responsible for your algorithm, believe it or not. Intentionally seek out and share content from BIPOC creators, activists, thought leaders. They should be the leaders of conversation.
Definition BIPOC stands for Black, Indigenous, and People of Color. One of those arguments, huh? No, thank you. I prefer to live my life the way I want to live my life. I appreciate the offer, but no thank you.
LGBTQ rights or economic stability? Why can't you have both? You need to pick one. I refuse the question. You can't refuse the question. I do, but you can't. But I did. But you need to pick one. No, I don't. I just said you did. So what? Can you pick one? No, because they're both doable. No, only one. I don't have to pick one because you can have both. But the answer is both is not an answer. It's not a valid answer. I reject your question. You can't reject it. I just did. Can you pick one? I don't have to. Why? Because they're both completely doable. So LGBTQ rights or economic stability? Both. That's not an answer. Yes, it is. LGBTQ rights or economic stability? Both. Are you trying to troll me? No. I'm just wondering which one you like more. I like them both. You can't have both. Yes, you can. Not in this question. Too bad. Why are you trolling me right now?
Oh, damn, dude. It's funny because both of them are being quite polite.
Get a teenage trans person to judge politics and we would never have war again.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What? What? Huh? This person has the same right to vote that you do. Yeah.
People believe that the Hawk Tuah girl's 15 minutes of fame is officially up because of a very embarrassing moment that happened to her during a concert she was at. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was definitely difficult to watch. Every single time I watch that clip, I just get secondhand embarrassment. She was just trying her best to like hype up the crowd, but no one in the crowd was getting hyped up at all. And the silence in the crowd was just like the loudest thing I think I've ever heard.
This whole thing is just so pathetic to me. And I think it says a lot about where we are currently in our culture. The fact that someone can get famous and make hundreds of thousands of dollars for a dumb catchphrase like that. That clip was from a little while ago, I believe. But now she has a podcast deal and she's signing a deal with Kick as well. All for saying Hawk Tuah. Hilarious. It's just like the Kardashians or the Cash Me Outside girl, remember her? It's all the same stuff, just becoming famous for fame's sake, providing no real value to the public. And the thing is, it's kind of hard to blame this chick because it's like she was given this opportunity. And I think most people would take that opportunity, obviously. If you're an average person and you're offered hundreds of thousands of dollars to do something, you're more than likely going to do that thing. But it's the fact that our society props up a person like this. But that's the clown world of the West, okay? Just a bunch of low IQ activities.
Would you date a transgender person?
No.
First we're gonna ask Georgetown, and then we're gonna ask the Hood.
Yes.
And have you ever done it?
No. Yeah, I'm already in a relationship.
Is it a transgender relationship?
No, it's not.
I don't see why not. I don't think it's like that big of a deal.
Would you personally date a transgender person?
No, I wouldn't.
No.
Would you date a transgender?
No, I'm a transgender. I like men.
A man that's dressed as a woman would make me appear to be a lesbian in public, but I'm heterosexual.
I mean, I'm straight, bro. Like, I like females.
Right.
Real females, you feel what I'm saying?
So if you're dating a transgender person and you're straight at the time, does that mean you're straight after you date them?
Yes. Yeah. I think you're still straight.
Why do you think some people are hesitant to date a transgender?
They're transphobic and homophobic.
Do you think a lot of this is education based?
Yeah, I think like if we start young, we could definitely like teach children to be more accepting and more loving of everyone of different identities.
Like starting like kindergarten, preschool?
Yeah, I think so. I think we could introduce more education in the schools.
It's always the white women in America, bro. I swear to God. They are truly one of the biggest driving forces in this whole thing because they've been so heavily brainwashed. And this is what happens when you don't have strong men around. Because when you have strong men around that are opinionated, they know what to do when they're leading, they have that masculine frame, the women get in line for guys like that, okay? And they get on his program. But what happens when you remove the man from the top? These women are still looking for something to follow. And what are they following? You in the back of the class, you want to answer? They're following Kim Kardashian. They're following Selena Gomez, Taylor Swift, following all on Instagram. So it's removed the man and replaced it with social media. Social media and the influencers.
Why are you here? Why is this your career? You come here to our campuses, you make an ass out of us with clever editing. It's honestly pathetic. You think this is a real job? I mean, dude, like we're out here getting real jobs and you're bothering us day to day. It's pathetic, dude.
Why are you wearing a mask?
Because facial identification like that. Man, you. Who cares?
So you're afraid of people finding out who you are?
I don't just. It's not.
We have a word for that. You know what that is?
Power. You're here to just make fun of everybody. I encourage everybody to just make fun of him. Charlie, should I be celibate? Should I be celibate?
Dude, for a guy wearing a mask, I would be really careful.
Which one would you date? An MS-13 gang member or a Trump supporter?
Gang member.
Give me the gang member!
So I'm gonna go MS-13.
Yeah, probably MS-13 member.
MS-13.
MS-13.
All the way.
Neither. I'll stay single.
It's embarrassing that I don't know what an MS-13 gang member is.
This is wild, bro. The psyop is so strong. Dude, it's so strong. The West is a burning ship, bro. It's going down. It's sinking actively. Get out while you still can.
Boys are stronger than girls.
Well, physically, like, for the most part, in gender roles and stuff like that, boys are just supposed to be stronger. That's just a thing that happens. They work out at the gym. And yeah, girls certainly can work out too if they want. But again, it's more common for boys.
Disagree or step forward?
Just basic
biology,
dude.
Who's one to say what gender, like, depends, like, who's stronger? It doesn't matter what gender you are. It matters who you are. It doesn't matter what you were born. It matters what you want to be.
You could be referring to strength in so many ways, like physically, emotionally, where the strength in your body is placed. Like, it all just depends.
I play volleyball, and sometimes we play the boys' teams, and we, like, you know, we've crushed them a couple times.
These preconceived notions that, like, boys go to gyms, girls, like, stay at home. Like, one of my best friends is a girl, and, like, she's stronger than half a guy.
I've said it so many times, but it's genuine brainwashing. You can't really call it anything else. This is the most basic stuff. You're having one brave kid going up against 7 others, just stating the most obvious fact. Men are physically stronger. Oh my god. Biology, I've talked about the idea of propagandized words, and strength is one of those, especially the way they worded it in this interview. Strength is such a broad term, but you should know what that means. Everyone should know that they mean physical strength.
You're saying in the state of Oregon, someone can walk up to your 2-year-old kid completely bare, and that's not a crime? What? Even if it's on your property.
Correct. Well, so it's trespassing, but what I'm saying is there's no laws against the actual nudity portion of it.
So you can expose yourself to children in Oregon.
Again, if you're not doing it for gratification,
blue states,
or the gratification of somebody else, yes, you are allowed to walk around in public naked.
On private property, this is where I live, and someone just came and exposed themselves to my 2-year-old boy, and this officer's saying that it's not a crime. So a person came up onto my property here, approached my 2-year-old kid, completely naked, which I ran over to him and covered his eyes so he wouldn't see. My obvious thought is to call 911 as someone's indecently exposing themselves to my child on my property. At what point did this become a normal and acceptable thing to do? The cops will literally do nothing about it. They're basically saying we have to wait for that person to do something more serious to your kid before we can intervene.
Coming to a town near you. Get out of the blue states, dude. Out of the blue states. Truly, the only hope I see is red states, small towns. That's it. Other than that, get out. They said this was Oregon, by the way, which of course it's Oregon. The entire West Coast, Washington, Oregon, California, they're just woke cesspools.
What's going on, boys? Eating victims today, are we?
Yeah, we are.
You're okay with animal abuse?
Well, animals that we eat. With dog abuse is...
What's the difference, bro? Like, what's the difference between dog abuse, chicken abuse?
Chickens we eat, dogs we don't.
No, but what's the difference?
The difference is the meat.
Do you think the chicken cares?
I don't really care about the chicken, so why would I care?
Well, I don't care about what you think. I'm just saying, like, if you're against dog abuse, why aren't you against pig abuse, chicken abuse, cow abuse?
Because I ate them.
We've lived on this for ages.
You do realise there are humans that eat humans here, and you wouldn't justify that.
This is what I don't get. We've lived on this for years and years to come, and now it's a big thing all over the world. We should be able to eat whatever the we want. It's our lives. No one should be able to control it.
So if someone wanted to eat you,
that's
be okay
their
with
life,
it?
Though.
So you would be okay with cannibalism?
Whatever the fuck that is. I don't know school.
Cannibalism is humans eating other humans.
Oh, fuck no. Humans are no.
So your argument goes out the window when it comes to someone eating you?
Yes, because that's a human.
Let's just be real. These are the benefits of being the apex predator. All right, we see another species and truly we get to decide what happens to that species. Chickens, cows, your livestock. Why aren't these people publicly shaming lions for going after gazelles? Soy boy activities right here. That's all it is.
Hi, Michael. My name is Demi. In the recent past, you've advocated for the outright eradication of transgenderism from public life with the claim that the supposed right of confused people to pretend to be the opposite sex necessarily infringes on your right to distinguish between men and women. I'm starting I'm standing here now, a biological male, wearing a dress with a pair of leggings. Do you sincerely believe that I should be subject to punitive justice on the basis of what I'm wearing? And if so, are you willing to turn yourself in for wearing women's panties in your gay college film?
Well, I'll take those questions in order, I guess. The first one, I would encourage you to behave as a man, is what I would do, because you are a man, and I don't know how exactly you came to the point where you think you're a woman or very much would like to be a woman, but you aren't. And I don't think anyone who is affirming your delusion is helping you. I don't think that they're actually an ally of yours. I think they're lying to you, and I think it's very disrespectful, and I think it will not lead to your flourishing. I think it will only immiserate you. And so you might hate me for telling you the truth, but I think the truth will set you free. And furthermore, your masquerading as a woman does infringe on the legitimate rights of other people, the rights of women to have their own bathrooms. I don't know if you're an athlete. I'm not much of an athlete myself, but the rights of women to have their own sports leagues and the like. That is not something that you have a right to do, no matter how sincerely you believe the fantasy that you're a woman.
Calm destruction, silent but deadly.
What are your pronouns?
Pronouns?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't get it. What are my pronouns? Alright, cut real quick.
I'm that man.
Risk taker.
Hustler.
Pizza? Perfect.
Whenever I get overstimulated or misgendered at work, I take an unpaid break and scream. Normalize this. Huh? What? Normalize meltdowns? Like it's normal to have your entire world shattered by a couple remarks? Huh? No.
Are you a Protestant or a Catholic?
I'm a Christian.
I don't discuss doctrine with Protestants.
I don't
discuss doctrine with Protestants. Are you Protestant or Catholic?
I don't see either of those words in the Bible.
Are you Protestant or Catholic? Do you recognize the authority of the Pope?
I answered you.
Do you recognize the authority of the Pope?
I'm gonna read
Do you recognize the authority of the Pope? Do you recognize the authority of the Pope? Are you circumcised? Will you go to heaven? Are you circumcised? Are you circumcised?
Okay, so...
Are you circumcised? Answer my question. Are you circumcised? Are you circumcised? Are you circumcised?
What the hell is happening?
Pause.
Leviticus says...
Are you circumcised? Are you circumcised?
I'm trying to answer your
My
question.
Bible says that if you are circumcised, you will go to hell.
Your Bible, can you show me?
My Bible.
Show me.
The one in my heart written on the walls of my chest.
Dude, what? What, dude? I don't know if there's any legitimacy to what he's talking about, but you can't be yelling at a dude with your shirt off. Are you circumcised? Pure comedy, dude.
The economy, we know, has overwhelmingly been polled as the biggest concern among voters in Pennsylvania. That is something that the former president tends to lead Harris as well as Waltz on. What's your take on that, and what's most important to you as a voter?
So in Pennsylvania, under Trump's presidency, I forget the specific number, but he had added maybe 60 million jobs to Pennsylvania. And if we remove COVID from that as the baseline and we use that 60 million, Biden's administration added like 196. It was more than double what he added. So to me, that's a very stark difference and a very clear line from where I live and local issue for me. You know, we need that job creation here.
Yeah, because they're not taking into account how many people lost their jobs due to the 2020 event. It's all these people just finding jobs again.
Our Vice President, Kamala Harris, what do you think of her? Is she doing a good job in office?
Yeah, I think so. I really like her. I think it's very inspiring to see our first, woman vice president.
I do love having a woman, person of color, Democratic leader in that position, and I think she's a great representation. I feel like definitely it's amazing to have a woman vice president, and we're making great headway with that, and she's a definite girl boss.
I think she's doing great.
History on crime I disagree with, but she seems to be reforming that opinion at least to some degree.
I think that she's never really been dedicated to caring about the communities she's a part of. Promotes incarceration, promotes policing, is more dedicated to upholding a carceral state than taking it down.
So you think we should take down the prison system?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think she's doing a pretty solid job.
I really do agree with a lot of the policies she's been putting out, and I think she's a great vice president.
What policies specifically do you agree with?
Can you tell me some?
Maybe I don't.
No
Maybe I
one
don't know
knows
what her
because there are
policies
none.
are. Maybe you can just cut that part out.
Can you name any specific accomplishments that you're super proud of?
Besides her being the first on so many different forums, that would be my first thing.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of many of them.
No, and that's exactly what I mean. That's probably shamefully my party partisanship showing through to some degree.
Does society need men?
No.
Why not?
Women can reproduce without them.
You can reproduce without them?
Yeah.
Can you explain that a little?
I know you can use like our bone marrow to reproduce and then have it inseminated into us instead of men. Yeah.
Well, it's the first time I've heard of that, but maybe.
So what she's talking about, there has been some, data and research released about this stuff, but it's not viable at all. It's all just conjecture and theory. There hasn't been any proven results from this thing. A lot of people are saying you could hypothetically do that, but the babies will always be born with an XX chromosome, aka only give birth to girls. And on top of that, those girls will be infertile and have a litany of health issues as well. So really, it's all just theory. There's nothing that actually backs this idea up.
Don't touch my mic.
Yeah,
don't
come near me then.
Mate.
Don't come near me.
Touch
from
me.
here.
Don't
come near me.
Don't touch. You're out on bail.
Go. Leave from
You're
here.
out on bail.
If anyone deal with me aggressive, I'm gonna all you go. You
You're
go.
out on bail, mate.
You go.
This is Melbourne.
Okay, if I can't touch you, I've got people to touch you.
This is a free country.
I've got people to touch you.
No, mate.
No, you need to go.
This is Victoria. This
You
is a
need
free
to go.
state. This is
You need to
Australia.
go. You need to go.
Get it, mate.
You need to go.
I'm not going
You need to
nowhere.
leave my space
No.
right now.
You're in my
You
space,
need to leave my
brother.
space right now.
I'm not gonna move.
You need to leave. Who can come and approach?
Mate.
Who come and approach? Who come and approach?
Mate,
I'm
this
gonna
is-
fucking get you.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna fucking get
What are you gonna do?
Leave.
What are you gonna do to me?
Leave.
What are you gonna do to me?
Leave.
What are you gonna
Leave.
do?
Hey, don't
What
touch
are you gonna
it.
do
You
to me?
came my way. You f off. You understand?
What are you gonna do?
You came my way.
Stay out of the camera. Why?
Stop it.
You have a creepy dictator for a prime minister.
Brand new lavish apartment that he bought his friend, the new consul general to New York. $9 million for his friend Tom Clark to have a handcrafted copper soaking tub.
Mr. Speaker, don't worry. On this side of the House, we're used to casual homophobic comments from the other side of the House. Standing up to bullies requires us to call them out on their crap sometimes, and that's why we do it. Mr. Speaker, will happily withdraw my comment if the member who suggested that I was sharing a bathtub with Tom Clark stands up, takes responsibility.
We are actively in the process of the weak men creating hard times. The government in Canada, the US, France, governments all around the West are run by soy boys. The majority of them. This is the time in history where you get to define yourself as a man. We will probably never see a bigger divide in our history between the weak and the strong. Now it is up to you to decide which path do you want to go down. Do you want to be strong or do you want to maintain your weakness? It is up to you. Do you want to be those strong men that overcome what all of these weak men have created? It's your choice at the end of the day. Rightfully so. Basic accountability. That's all it is.